Good morning everybody and welcome back to another weekly recap. In the weekly recap I like to go over any news related to the Oldschool Runescape community this week. Now this week we have a lot to talk about. We have a brand new content update that came out yesterday that included the Halloween event, the Revenant Cave changes, as well as a few more things from poll number 73. As well as just this morning we got a new poll blog for a new quest, which is going to be one part of a series of quests called Twisted Tales. This one's called Getting Ahead. And as always, we'll be including anything else interesting that happened in the OSRS community this week. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, I always appreciate it if you leave the video a like. Always helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much, and let's get started. Now as always, let's start off with yesterday's game update, which was the Halloween event for 2020. This year's event looks really awesome, and there are a bunch of different reasons to do this event, even though all of the rewards are cosmetic. Now the quest is very short, it should only take you around 10 minutes, and I will leave a link in the description to a quest guide. But if you don't want to use one, I think it should be fairly easy to figure out. And now there are a few reasons to do this event. This year you're going to get a new cosmetic item. One of them is a magical pumpkin seed, which can be planted in the garden of your player-owned house. So that looks really awesome. Not to mention you're also going to get 2 new music tracks. And hang on here, one of the tracks is Sea Shanty 3. Or C minor shanty. A really awesome track written by Mod Ash himself, so you know it's going to be good. So next up here we have one of the Twitch Prime events, the Last Man Standing event. Now I'm really curious to see how this works, and this is one of the first new partnership additions. Previously it's only been for free membership. Okay, so the way it works is you're going to link your Prime gaming account in Oldschool Runescape, and once you've done that you're going to play as many Last Man Standing games as you can between October 21st and November 10th. The player with the most competitive or high stakes wins will be invited to compete in the grand finale on Saturday, November 14th. Now the first place prize is going to be 1 year of OSRS membership, the second place is going to be 6 months, third place is going to be 3 months, and the 4th to 24th place is going to be 1 month. Fairly small prize pool, I would say, but whatever. So I guess the idea is that existing players that have Twitch Prime are going to play Last Man Standing, but new players are going to watch it, be intrigued, and then want to try out the game. It could work, but I do have my doubts about it, but I'll wait and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we have a change from poll number 73, or I should say a negative change. In poll number 73, they changed to how the Ava's accumulator worked on death. However, there has been a few complaints about this. So going forward today, the Ava's accumulator will no longer be destroyed when you die, but it's also not going to be protected. It will appear with the rest of your items on the ground and will be available for pickup for 15 minutes. Alright, so yesterday we got the Revenant Cave changes. Now we've talked about this a bit, but we'll re-highlight this again. Now first up here, the Revenants have been redistributed between the entire cave. Now previously there used to be Slayer monsters kind of littered around. Now those are all Revenants. Now from what I've seen so far, they are quite spread out, which means you're not going to be able to farm nearly as many per hour. Now next up here, they have removed multi-combat in the caves and replaced it with singles plus. Essentially only one person can attack you at once, but they have priority to attack you over a NPC. So if you are attacking a Revenant, you can be tagged off and PK'd. Now additionally, they've added in a PJ timer, which means while the Revenants will stop attacking you if you get PK'd by another player, if a third player comes in and tries to attack you, they'll have to wait 10 seconds before they are able to attack. Okay, so notably, the loot tables of the Revenants have been nerfed pretty dramatically. Now previously, an uninterrupted hour of Revenants could net you maybe somewhere between 2 and 4 mil an hour. Now it seems to be 1 mil or less. Pretty early on to say for sure, but there definitely was a significant nerf. Additionally, you now have to pay 100,000 coins just to enter the Revenant Cave. However, that payment will be protected and it will allow you to return to the Revenant Cave as many times as you want until you die in a PvP death. the 100,000 coins will then be dropped for your opponent as an additional reward. Fun fact, for an hour or so, that allowed main accounts to transfer gold to their Ironman. And finally, the non-revenant monsters that used to be in the cave have now been moved to a new Slayer cave. All the monsters in there now have a boosted chance to drop Laurent's keys, which I think is kind of interesting. Anyway, that is it for today's game update. Alright, so just about an hour ago now, a new poll blog was released regarding a new quest on zeah. It's going to be a low-level quest called Twisted Tales Getting Ahead. Now, the idea of the Twisted Tales quest series is really just to expand the lore for zeah and help tie everything together, which I do think is a pretty good idea. Now, in 2021, the Great Kren quest series is going to continue with a Kingdom Divided quest, in which you can expect to uncover more about Kren's dark history. But before then, they want to offer you some new interactive world building content. Getting Ahead is the first Twisted Tale. In this short quest, players encounter Gordon and Mary, two troubled farmers who ask you to bring back the head of the beast that has been terrorizing their land. However, things become complicated when the beast turns out to be headless. Sounds like the description for a sitcom or something. Okay, so Getting Ahead is an intermediate level quest that has the following requirements: 30 crafting, 26 construction, and the ability to defeat a level 82 monster. The rewards are going to be 500 coins, 1200 crafting experience, 800 construction experience, and access to a new tannery in the Kebos lowland. I'm not really sure what that tannery is going to be useful for, but I mean, it is a low-level quest, although the experience rewards are pretty small. But regardless, I do really like these small quests that tie everything together, and assuming that we can get a couple of these, I'm all for it. Now finally here, we're going to do a quick recap of the weekly Q&A. Now this week was a little bit different. Once again, it is going to be a live stream on Trailblazer, as the game mode is coming out in about a week now, so understandable. However, this time we actually had 3 content creators on there. There was Sync, Zulu, and a Cold One. Now in today's live stream, they did reveal a couple of interesting things about the relics. Now first up here, we have an icon reveal for the majority of the relics. The only ones that are not getting revealed are tier 3. Okay, so here are the relics for tier 2. We have what looks kind of like a bug in a bunch of trees, an amulet being held by some hands, and kind of a backward sign. Now they did not reveal tier 3, but moving on to tier 4, we have an amulet with a 2 sign on it, a backpack, and a pointer finger. Now for tier 5, we have a potion, a set of harvesting tools, and a scale. Now during the live stream, they said they would reveal one of the relics, and tier 5 relic 3 is the one that was picked. Okay, so we'll go over it now. Tier 5 relic 3 is called Equilibrium, and the description is, each time you gain experience, you gain additional experience equal to 10% of your total level. This additional experience given by the relic is not multiplied by your League XP multiplier. So just to explain how this works, as it is a little bit confusing, essentially if you were to go ahead and fish a lobster, on top of the regular experience you get, you'd also get 10% of your entire total level. So if you're 2000 total level, you get your regular fishing experience for fishing lobster, plus 200. Now this gets really interesting for skills like rune crafting, because for every rune that you craft, you're going to get that bonus experience. So if normally you're getting 15 experience per rune, you're now going to get 15 plus up to 200 or more. So for an entire inventory of runes, you could get, I don't know, 50 or 60k. So it could be extremely overpowered for certain skills. For example, making darts would be also very strong, or even barbarian fishing, because you get strength experience, agility experience, and fishing experience, all given separately. So a really interesting relic, and if any of the rest of them are balanced like this, I think you'll be able to max pretty easy in leagues. And finally here we have the tier 6 relics, which look like combat relics. We have an archery relic, a magic relic, and what looks like a combat relic. Now one other thing they mentioned is that each area is balanced to have a similar amount of tasks, however they're not all going to be equal. There is about a plus or minus 10% difference between all of the areas, except for the desert, which has substantially less. Another thing that was mentioned is that the tier 2 relics are going to be very close in reach, and you should be able to get them after around an hour or 2 of gameplay. So you will get an 8 times multiplier very soon after starting the league. Now they also revealed the teleport locations for each region. Now to get between your areas, you are able to teleport an unlimited amount of times for free and at the speed of a home teleport animation. So for the desert, it's going to go outside the Alcarid Palace. For Mauritania, it's going to be in the center of Canifis. For the wilderness, it's going to be in the Ferox Enclave. For Asgarnia, it's going to go to Falador. For Karamja, it's going to go to Brimhaven. For the Fremenic area, it's going to go to the center of Relica. For Kandarin, it's going to go to the east of the Ardoin Market. And for Taranwin, it's going to go to Prifdinnis. And each main area is going to have 6 main Slayer assignments. So that is pretty much it for the weekly Q&A and today's weekly recap. Just in case anyone was curious, I am planning on playing leagues, and I'm hoping to come out at least with a couple videos on the game mode. If you guys enjoy the content and I'm enjoying the leagues, I may continue making them for a week, or who knows, maybe even more. But I kind of want to just figure it out as I go, have fun, and I'm obviously not going to be very competitive at all. Now before I go here guys, I want to give a massive thank you to Brad Sings, Tizdoc Bunny, Revolver Ocelot, and Kush Patel who have subscribed to my Dragon tier of YouTube membership. It means a lot guys, I really do appreciate it. And also a massive thank you to Heathen OSRS and Double Talk for subscribing at the Runite tier. Thanks a lot guys. If you're looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is an awesome way to do so. You can become immortalized in my videos, get access to a custom Discord role, as well as get access to my video release schedule. Thanks a lot guys, and I'll see you next time.